So this is the tweet that generated the idea for this discussion that we're going to be having. Mainstream media will use Russell Brand's news against Cornel West, and that's the news, the sexual allegation news. So I've been reflecting more and more, just thinking about different aspects of what's happening with Russell Brand. I put this tweet out, and I'll read the tweet. It says, the Russell Brand news reflects on the Cornel West. Now, I'm spelling Cornell correctly, but the autocorrect keeps sometimes going and fixes it, and I don't catch that it fixes it. So I know how to spell his name is with one L. Just wanted to say that. The Russell Brand news reflects on the Cornel West campaign. Also, he announced with Russell, if this is an establishment smear, they're killing two birds with one stone. So some people read this, and it's maybe 25%, the vast minority, read this and was thought that I was saying that that I'm saying it is connected. That is me saying it's connected. I'm just simply pointing out we need to prepare for the powers that be to come after, or we'll use this. That's a better way. We'll use this news about Russell Brand in an interview with Cornel West. And that's all I'm saying. So say, for instance, he comes back on Anderson Cooper. Now, understand, they don't like Russell Brand on the same level as they don't like a Joe Rogan, specifically because of the pandemic stuff and corona stuff. So, hey, Cornel West, how you doing? They talk about his policy, blah, 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 spoiler, and all the normal thing. Hey, let's talk about your campaign. You launched on Russell Brand's channel and blah, 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 blah. Have you heard? But he's been recently caught with these allegations and blah, blah, blah. What do you think? You see, that's the point that I'm making. Not that, because they can't, do anybody think Cornel West knew about this stuff? Absolutely not. He didn't know about it. Why would he do that? But it was always curious to me why he picked, and we had this discussion. I believe we did a stream. The stream wasn't specifically about this, but it was included in the conversation. It was like, why is he launching on Russell Brand? Why it just didn't seem like a natural fit. Launching on Russell Brand, it didn't seem like a natural fit for his campaign to launch on his network. It didn't seem that way. Especially with the way Cornel West came off in the interview with Jimmy about COVID and the way that Russell Brand is very on top of COVID. You get what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a normal selection. So I always thought that was weird. And now that I look back on it, I wonder if this was a Nick Brana suggestion that he goes on a Russell Brand. Because I see People's Party as a more natural aligning with Russell Brand, and since he launched with the People's Party, I'm wondering if that is how that came about. Because he was, People's Party, you're thinking they're basically libertarians, like they're more libertarian to me. Like Nick Brana is more libertarian than the Democrat to me. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So this is something we need to prepare for. This is something that the campaign, I hope, is preparing for. Because this is didn't Nick and I just talk about how this is what the professional managerial class does. They don't connect or give reasoning. They just bring up something and then just give a look or just go, That's all they do. Cornel West, Russell Brand has just been accused of rape. Looking, and they'll play all this stuff, right? They'll play on this and play the actress reading the stuff, and then they'll come back. Cornel, you launched on Russell Brand's show. What do you have to say? What is your reaction to the allegations? You see how now it's not necessarily them saying, you look what you did, bad thing, them bringing it up in the context of his campaign. Just anybody hearing that, whoa, wow, you launched on that? And if these allegations, wow, I don't know. I don't know about Cornel West campaign now. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're going to be trying to do with connecting Cornel West or attempting to connect Cornel West in that way. They're not going to at all directly say, you knew this. They're not going to at all say anything like that. They're just kind of act like they're just nonchalantly bringing it up separately because, we're only bringing it up because you launched on it. But it's the story is being, or the campaign will be tainted by the story. And that's what propagandists do. It's sort of like guilt by association, and that's what they're going to try to do with the Cornel West. That's a better way. I said all of that when I should have just said guilt by association. The RAPE allegations against Russell Brand seem awfully similar to the RAPE allegations against Julian Assange. As the establishment dismisses allegations against Biden and their ilk, yet routinely uses sex smears to attack truth tellers, remain skeptical. And that's what my perspective is, remain skeptical, because I'm not saying I don't know enough about the allegations yet. I don't think none of us do. Just remain skeptical. It says, shocking, a woman says she was contacted by a journalist to discuss an alleged sexual assault by Russell Brand. However, because she provided positive feedback about him, the mainstream media did not include her in a sensational documentary. Let's listen to what this young lady has to say here in this clip.
I actually know who this is about, and I have the receipts. I was contacted in June by a journalist regarding a video I made about a certain celebrity and a weekend that we shared together. The video is kind of viral. It's on my page somewhere if you want to go see it. And that certain somebody was, as most of you will be aware, Mr. Brand. They weren't going to use my story because it didn't fit the narrative for their documentary, because he wasn't an asshole to me. But here are some of the messages. Obviously, I will take out the person's name and stuff. We had a phone call. She contacted me for more information, and I didn't contact her back because I kind of felt like it would be mean. Anyway, there you go. Put your bets on. It's a documentary about the one and only Mr. Russell Brand. And just a fun fact. Astrology-wise, the lunar nodes of destiny have shifted into Aries right on top of his Mars and Moon. Written in the stars, baby.
I had the wrong banner up the whole time, but I have the right one up now. I'm going to play that again. For some of us who finds it hard to hear, some accents is hard, and sometimes English accents are hard. So I'm going to play again just for those who didn't quite understand or may need another listen through because of her accent. So let's listen again.
I actually know who this is about, and I have the receipts. I was contacted in June by a journalist regarding a video I made about a certain celebrity and a weekend that we shared together. The video is kind of viral. It's on my page somewhere if you want to go see it. And that certain somebody was, as most of you will be aware, Mr. Brand. They weren't going to use my story because it didn't fit the narrative for their documentary, because he wasn't an asshole to me. But here are some of the messages. Obviously, I will take out the person's name and stuff. We had a phone call. She contacted me for more information, and I didn't contact her back because I kind of felt like it would be mean. Anyway, there you go.
Okay. Let's see what else we can find here. It's shocking. Let's see this one. This is how the establishment media is covering Russell Brand. It only allows for a single driven narrative without even so much as a voice of dissension. He's declared guilty without a trial. Tell me there isn't a media conspiracy to take him down. Oh, there's no sound to this. They're just showing the news clippings. So no sound to this. They're just showing there. It looks like they're at a newsstand and they're showing all of the headlines of Russell Brand, and the headlines are very explosive. Let me see what George says here in the beginning, and then we can stop it here. Let me see what George says.
Captain in Casablanca. I was shocked to discover, thanks to the expenditure of millions of pounds by Rupert Murdoch's Sunday Times and the British state-owned Channel 4, and thousands of investigative journalistic hours, that Russell Brand was a rapacious, misogynistic sex addict. Not just a sex addict, but a heroin addict and an alcohol addict, and addicted also to himself. And his self-obsessive narcissism is a significant part of this story. But I was shocked, weren't you, that a man who told us many hundreds of times in public, on the stage, on television, and in books, had a shocking attitude to women and to sex. Mind you, it didn't stop a large number of women. He says more than 1,000 women. And who am I to doubt him? Going into his bedroom for what I assumed was not a putative game of Scrabble or Tiddlywinks or, I don't know, gin rummy. Presumably.
Okay. George he's very colorful, but that being colorful, it makes him long-winded sometimes. So, but you get the gist of what he's saying. He's essentially saying he's already come out and said he's been a sex addict and all this, and had a sexcapades and talked about all of his sexcapades before. All of what's happening, though, there's no way that there's not going to be any sort of bleed over into the Cornel West campaign. There's no way no one's going to at least ask him about it. And I hope he has a better answer than he had about Nick Brana.